What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This video took me a long time to make, and right when I was about to finish the video and finish the editing, a patch came out and it changed a lot of the details, so I had to completely remake the video. In this video I want to cover a few different things, such as what is the jungle all about, when I should jungle, why is it important, and how to maximize your jungle route to still be useful for your team, and not give up too much just to kill a jungle camp. Alright, let's get into it. First part I want to talk about is what is important about the jungle. Let's get started with trying to understand what the basics of jungling are in Deadlock. Jungling refers to killing the neutral camps in the neutral areas between the lanes to gain souls and gain map control. It is important to understand timings to help you make better decisions. People are going to try to give you a route and tell you how to clear the jungle and say this is the most efficient way and this is how to do it. Truth is, it's impossible to make a script on how and when to do each jungle camp. There are too many variables in this game, such as how the lanes are doing, what the enemy is doing, what your team is doing, which objectives are up, which objectives are down, and what your team is trying to do next. The best thing to do is to just try to understand the fundamentals and what each thing does so you can make your own decisions on the fly during your games. First, let's talk about the jungle and the different timings. There are 3 different tiers of jungle camps: weak, medium, and strong. Also, there is a sinner's sacrifice camp, which is basically a vending machine that you melee. There are 6 small camps, and they spawn in these locations. 1 on the south side of the yellow lane, 2 for each of the middle lanes, and 1 on the north side of the purple lane. These camps spawn at the 2-minute mark and have a 4-minute spawn timer from when the last creep dies. There are 24 medium camps, and they are scattered all over the map in these locations. These camps spawn at the 5-minute mark and have a 6-minute respawn timer from the last creep dying. There are 8 strong camps that are scattered over the map in these locations. These camps spawn at the 8-minute mark and have an 8-minute respawn timer from the last creep dying. There are 4 Sinner's Sacrifice camps. These camps spawn at the 8-minute mark and have only a 4-minute spawn time. The other way to gain resources from neutral camps is by breaking boxes and golden statues. The boxes will give you souls, and the golden statues will give you a permanent buff that stacks infinitely. The boxes and statues both spawn at the 2-minute mark and have a 3-minute spawn timer from when they're broken. They're scattered pretty much all over, so as you see them, you can just smash them. There are also 2 bridge runes that spawn at the 10-minute mark and every 5 minutes from that point on. They do stack if you grab more than one. These runes are very important to grab. Depending on which rune you grab, it is worth roughly 3,000 to 4,000 souls worth of an item. You get a temporary buff that the enemy won't see on you, and they can't tell what your net worth is. The urn will spawn at the 10-minute mark, and again every 5 minutes from then on. It contains a ton of souls for your entire team, and it also gives some gold statue buffs for you and everyone else on your team. I have seen many games where the only net worth gap was from urn captures. It often is overlooked in lower ranked games, and this can quickly snowball a team and get them out of control if left uncontested. The last thing to know about the jungle isn't about farming, but it's how to get around the map quicker and different routes to take. There are teleporters that spawn in on the map at the 8-minute mark and will teleport you to different locations. These teleporters are far too often ignored. They can help you do a rotate to save an objective, execute a gank. Here is a map of all the portals and which ones they are connected to. Okay, in this next section, I want to talk about when should I jungle, now that we know about the different jungle options. The truth is, the answer is not as simple as it might seem. I have seen countless games being thrown because someone is jungling at a bad time. I have done it myself. They will be jungling and an objective is being taken. They will be jungling and a team fight is happening. We want to use the information we have to make better decisions. You want to always be maximizing your team's income all over the map and gathering as many resources as possible. And if you can do this while denying the enemy resources at the same time. But at the end of the day, you win by killing the patron, not by farming. If you ever find yourself jungling, and you notice a guardian or a walker is being sieged, and no one is rotating to help, this is a bad time to jungle. You should not be jungling and losing a walker. You should not be jungling and losing a team fight. One thing you always need to remember when you are killing a jungle camp is that there is something called opportunity lost in the fact that you are not doing anything else at that time. You are not applying pressure to the enemy buildings, you are not pushing out your own lanes, and you are not defending your own objectives. In my opinion, one of the biggest things a new player can learn about jungling is that it is okay to leave a camp halfway dead if it means you are able to save a team member, secure a kill, or possibly save an objective. People will often stay and finish the camp only to show up late to the fight when the battle is already lost. Also, important to note in this game, unlike other MOBAs, if you die, you will drop all of your unsecured souls on the ground for the enemy to pick up. So if you show up late to the fight because you were trying to finish a jungle camp, and you show up late just to lose the fight and die, you just farmed the camp for the enemy player anyway. It will be better to show up on time to the fight and win, and leave the camp halfway dead. Also, as we get into the late game, Depending on your hero, you'll be able to clear camps much faster, and you'll have more forgiveness on when you should clear camps. For example, Seven can kill an entire camp with a single press of a button by dropping his orb on it. You'll have a lot more freedom to jungle in this stage, as it's not going to take much time for you, and you could just do it while you're doing rotates, since it won't slow you down anyway. It is important to keep in mind to kill camps in the direction that you want to travel. For example, if you want to rotate and help your team siege a walker, you should kill camps between you and that walker, not kill camps in the other direction. Always be thinking about what the next play is and where you are going to rotate. Fight in that direction, travel in that direction. Another thing that is important to know about the jungle camps is you can see a jungle icon disappear off the map when it dies, even if they have no vision of the hero who killed the camp. Meaning, if you kill a camp in the jungle and the enemy is paying attention, they will see the icon disappear and they will know somebody is there. You can also use this to your advantage. If you see an icon disappear off the map on the opposite side of the map, you know that the enemy has at least one player over there. And I wanted to reiterate the importance of the jungle buffs. Grabbing the 2 runes will give you game-changing bonuses that will help turn the tide of any fight. And again, they are not visible for the enemy team, so you can easily catch a person off guard with how strong you are. Always communicate to your team what you're doing and what your next plan is. If you're walking towards their lane, they may think you're coming over for a gank, when in reality, you're planning on stopping halfway through to kill a camp. Let them know, say, hey, I'm going to kill this camp, do you want me to gank after? And if the camp dies and you see that you don't have time to do that gank because you need to get back to your lane, tell them, don't make them think that you're still coming if you're not. That covers pretty much all of the basics to jungling on Deadlock. Just remember, the game is constantly changing and evolving as the meta is still being figured out. The game is being updated so often that we learn one thing and the next week it's different. Nothing is set in stone, and the community will only get better and better at this game. Just try new things, learn from your mistakes. If you like this video, consider hitting that like button, subscribing for more Deadlock content, and let me know if there are any other topics in particular you would like to see on a video.